Hey guys, what's going on? It's Ash here coming at you today in Clash Royale. Thank you for clicking on this video. This is going to be a really special video. As you can see, I am joined by Yerson. Yerson, one of the best 2.6 Hog Cycle players in the world, if not the best player, currently 11th in the world. And I reached out to him earlier this season with a video idea in my mind. I want to provide kind of a template for you guys and your clanmates or your friends. You guys can share this video to them, bookmark it, whatever, revisit it if you want to understand the perfect strategy for a variety of tricky archetypes against some of the world's best players. So I went to Yerson and I said, hey dude, as you're playing this season, as you're trophy pushing, if you face another pro player or just have a match which you think perfectly, again, exemplifies the correct strategy to use as a 2.6 Hog Cycle player, please share it so I can share it with my viewers. So that's exactly what we're going to do today. Now, I want to give a big shout out to Yerson. He has a YouTube channel where he uploads almost daily 2.6 Hog Cycle content, so I'll link that in the show notes below for you guys as well. But let's look what we have in store for us here, guys. We're going to be facing off against just so many CRL pros. We have KK, we have Ruben, we have Ruben's 20th in the world right now. We have IMJP, who's 142nd in the world. We have Samuel, who's 8th in the world right now. Basoto, one of the other best players in the world, finished 15th last season. Just incredible players across the board here, guys. And I tell you what, we're gonna start with this match. Look at this deck. How do you think you face Lava Loon Freeze as a 2.6 Hog Cycle player? Well, we're about to find out. In this first match, I'm going to pause in a couple crucial areas, and then after that, this video will kind of just flow naturally. I won't be pausing every 2 seconds, but I really want to kind of outline, again, the strategy that you guys want to employ when you're inside your matches. So let's start out here, and just a quick note about real life for you guys is I know that these are strange and uncertain times, to say the least. I don't like to talk too much about real life stuff here on the channel, but I just want to let you guys know that, continue to, in these times of uncertainty, continue to listen to the World Health Organization's advice and just, to keep a level head, but at the same time, just prepare yourself and try to stay informed out there. Don't panic. And, I love you guys and I care about you guys, and I'm wishing you all and your family and friends the best of health. So here we go, guys. And CWA will always be here for you. These videos, luckily, I am quarantined here in my office and I'm not going anywhere for you guys, so don't need to travel for this. So here we go on to the first match. Here comes the Lava Hound, right? So immediately we're going to attack opposite lane with a Hog Rider. That's what we're basically going to do every time that Lava Hound comes out. And then we pay attention here to what the opponent uses to counter our Hog Rider. That way we're ready to combo it the next time we use Hog Rider. And now this is going to be the part where the most important pause, and probably the only pause of this match, is when they launch their Lava Hound. It's really simple, the formula that you guys want to use, right? Number one, you drop your Hog opposite lane, and for single Elixir time. Number two, you place your cannon right there for the first time they go in with their attack, right? Because we're going to be activating King Tower. You place your cannon second right there, not your Musketeer. He has Musketeer selected right now, but we are not going to be playing Musketeer, okay? We're going to be playing our cycle cards so we can cycle back to another cannon before we play our Musketeer. Watch how it goes. So there's the balloon. We're going to naked log cycle opposite lane. We're cycling here. Skeletons in the back, Ice Golem there, Ice Spirit. We have another cannon in hand, and then the balloon will travel right to the King Tower. See how he did it there, guys? And now we have the Musketeer in hand. Now we can safely play the Musketeer, and we can even distract with skeletons on the Mega Minion. You see how that all worked out, guys? Just beautifully. Then we have another Ice Golem in hand. Even though the freeze came down, doesn't matter. We really mitigate tower damage. As a matter of fact, we are not that far behind in terms of damage, considering, again, we do have that activated King Tower, and now we know exactly what he is playing, so we can be even more prepared in the next push. So a minion horde comes down by the opponent. We're going to go ahead and just kind of kite some of those minions around with a Hog Rider here, and then we see Barbarians. So this is kind of an interesting deck, to say the least, that we're going against. We're just going to go ahead and rely on the Musketeer and the Skeletons to defend here. Now, unfortunately, we do take... Oh, did we take one Barbarian hit there? I didn't even catch it. But the activated King Tower definitely helping us out here, and allows us to trade while pulling off the positive Elixir trade. So here it goes, another Lava Hound coming down the left lane. This time you can see no Hog Rider in hand, but we're still going to go ahead and cycle to a Hog aggressively in that right lane. We use the Ice Spirit and the Ice Golem death damage and the Ice Spirit to kind of stop or freeze up those minions, allowing our Hog to give us back into the damage advantage. Now here on the defensive end, we start out with a Musketeer now that we have the activated King Tower, and then we go with the Ice Golem to tank for the Musketeer. We pull that balloon with the cannon, then we freeze it with the Ice Spirit, and we have our Fireball ready to go. Fireball is going to push everything back. Activated King Tower is helping us out, and again, the balloon does not strike on our tower. However, here we are in double elixir time, and the opponent still has the damage advantage. So now we're going in with another Hog Rider. We know minions are going to come down. We don't have a great response to it. The opponent decides to play the minions really, really late here, which is an interesting decision. I'm wondering why they just didn't sack the tower at this point. I guess they're forcing at least a log out of our hand. But either way, we're going to be basically replicating the same defensive strategy here, right? Even despite those arrows coming down, now we can just have the luxury of stacking 2 Musketeers. So 2 Musketeers are stacked, the Fireball comes down, and then the balloon again does not touch down. We guard with the Ice Golem, we take that tower down, and there it is, a victory for us. Now this might seem intimidating to you guys. Man, how can I pull that off? Like, Yerson makes it look easy, but what if that opponent didn't decide to delay those minions? It could have been an incredibly more challenging match, and it could have even went into a one-tower trade-off situation. We could have lost our left tower, and we could have taken the opponents. So let's go ahead and watch another Lava Hound against one of the world's best in Samuel. And again here, this is going to be, I have a few Lava Loons or Lava Hounds for you guys. We're going to go with Samuel, and then we'll do one more Lava Hound after this, and then we'll transition to other matchups after that. So Yerson, again, from here on out in the video is going to be in the bottom of your screen, I believe, guys, just to kind of make that mental note here. So it's a Lava Miner deck that we're going against here. As you guys can see, we're just going to kite that mini P.E.K.K.A. and play things pretty cool early on, just kind of defending here. We go with the cannon. That's going to distract the mini P.E.K.K.A. and also target that miner. We're not afraid to use Ice Spirits and and Skeletons, excuse me, on the defensive end, mitigating damage. So we really want to play a really robust and tight defensive game, not willing to take a lot of extra damage, even if it means just a couple shovel hits with the miner. So here comes the Lava Hound. This time we don't have the double cannon to cycle to, but there's no balloon in their deck anyway, so obviously that strategy is unnecessary if they're playing Lava Miner versus Lava Loon. So the poison comes down. You can see, not looking so good here right now in this match, right? But Fireball is our saving grace. Notice that defensive cannon as well. Cannon's able to finish off the miner and also distract that baby dragon long enough to cycle to an Ice Spirit to freeze it up. So although things look pretty precarious, pretty awful actually, when the poison was down against our Musketeer, even despite the baby dragon and the miner and everything coming at us there, able to defend thanks to the Fireball and the cannon and the Ice Spirit. So now here we go opposite lane again, but this time we have some fortification. We know the mini P.E.K.K.A. is in hand, so we go in with the Ice Golem in front and the Skeletons in back to distract that mini P.E.K.K.A. And we would have taken that tower probably no matter what happened. So Basoto, Samuel, does the smart thing here, and he decides, okay, I can easily tower trade. I mean, my deck is so much heavier. Granted, we're still in single elixir time, but there's no way if I let this tower go that I cannot take Yerson's right tower, and that's exactly what's about to happen here. So a snowball comes down from Samuel. Samuel realizing that he really wants to get this tower down here, so he's applying so much pressure. He goes in basically everything that he had in his arsenal, and he does just barely take our right tower down. So now, like I just talked about, we're in one of the scenarios where it's double elixir time, and this is where, okay, Yerson has to change his strategy up a little bit, right? Samuel goes ahead and does the pretty normal move that we see from Lava Hound players, where he goes with some supporting units and the Lava Hound right down in the middle. We're going to cycle the Hog Rider on the right and cycle to 2 Musketeers and an Ice Golem on defense. Meanwhile, the Baby Dragon's coming down, but Baby Dragon does not put out a ton of damage against the Musketeer. So keeping her alive, we go in with a Hog in the pocket and the Log in the right lane to clear out either the mini P.E.K.K.A. or the Skeletons, and we score a couple Hog hits, giving us the damage advantage. So here it comes again. You can see dropping that Lava Hound after the Mega Minion is Samuel. We have an Ice Golem in front of that Musketeer. Samuel has the mini P.E.K.K.A. in hand. And then we go in. Mini P.E.K.K.A is out of hand. We take that as license to immediately go in with the Hog Rider and defend with the skeletons and the cannon against the Mini P.E.K.K.A. And again, we score tons of hog damage there. Samuel having to allocate Elixir on the defensive end to the Mega Minion. That frees us up to play a little bit more defense here. And of course, we're able to defend with ease thanks to that Fireball. Just notice how much value he's getting out of his defensive Fireballs and goes right back to the cannon to keep that Musketeer alive and chip down that Miner. Really, really well played here on the defensive end. Again, really just textbook gameplay here in terms of how you want to play Hog Cycle from Yerson. So here it comes, Lava Hound in the pocket now. And again, the preemptive Mini P.E.K.K.A coming down from Samuel. We go in with the skeletons as well. We also get in with a log, predicting those skeletons, and we nail those skeletons down. So now 6-11, we take that as Fireball cycle time. And you guys can see, we actually try to end it off, and we do with a Musketeer in the pocket. So there it is again, how to beat Lava Miner matchup. We talked about Lava Loon Freeze, talked about Lava Miner. Let's go ahead and watch one more here, and it's against IMJP. IMJP, again, one of my favorite players, and this is a very similar deck that we're facing here, but I just wanted to show you, I feel like repetition sometimes really drives some of these strategic nuances home, so that's exactly what we're going to try to do. So we're opening up with a Hog here, we go in with a log, as long as they give us any log value, no matter what deck we're playing against. Yerson always leads off with a Hog Rider, and then whether it's Goblins, Goblin Gang, Spear Goblins, Skeletons, whatever, guards, we're still going to go in with a log every time if they give us that value. So very willing to open up with the Hog Rider and very willing to use our log if they give us any value at all. So now we have the Lava Hound coming down, and just like in the Samuel match, we open up with a Musketeer, and he opens up with a Poison. You're noticing, again, the repetitive nature of this matchup, but again, there's a reason for this. I want to show you guys again, against a different pro player, that way it really drives it home, that these matchups are not only winnable, but you can win them by employing this strategy consistently. So we go in that Hog Rider on offense. That allows us to keep cycling to our important defensive cards. Sometimes when we go in with those Hogs, it's not like we're expecting to get a ton of damage with all of those Hog Riders. Moreover, we're just trying to cycle back to our important defensive cards such as Musketeer, and that still puts us in the damage lead here, only halfway through this match. So we go in with another Hog Rider and another log that's going to allow that Hog to get to the tower and score one hit before the Skeletons and the Mega Minion finish him off. But again here, not looking too bad. We're going to be able to counter this Mega Minion simply by using Skeletons. And it looks like IMJP, sensing double Elixir time is right around the corner, has the Lava Hound queued up and ready to go in the back. Yerson would strategically just leak Elixir here if IMJP didn't make a play, okay? These are the type of situations where, right where we were in that match, if we just pause it, let's just say IMJP decided to wait until double Elixir time, or he thought he didn't have the Elixir advantage, and he started leaking, we would leak too, because we want them to make the Lava Hound play, and then we want to go into our game plan. So here we go again, immediately dropping the Musketeer, and then immediately dropping the Ice Golem to tank. We have an Ice Spirit in the back, then we go in with a Hog Rider. Same lane attack here. Only difference between last match is we're going same lane. Now the cannon's down early with the Skeletons. The cannon's only job, well, two jobs, distract the Lava Hound and distract the Mini P.E.K.K.A. Now the Fireball comes down, playing things really safe there, and then we freeze that baby D. So again, really consistently nice defense here. And here comes the Lava Hound at the bridge. Now you'll start to see a lot of Lava Hound players are going to get aggressive with their Lava Hounds, or they're going to switch up their mentality in double Elixir time, especially against a Hog Cycle deck. But again, we're following the strategy. We wait for that Lava Hound to approach, and we go in with the Hog Rider, trying to score one hit at a time here while defending, using the same methods every time, basically. Using the Ice Spirit, using the cannon, and using the Musketeer. Notice how much he uses the cannon here. It's not a Tesla, but we're using it a ton. Now we go in with a predictive Fireball, knowing he was going to respond with either the Mega Minion or the Mini P.E.K.K.A. He went with the Mini P.E.K.K.A, so we're able to get some nice Fireball knockback value on the Mini P.E.K.K.A, and now we have Musketeer back in hand again. We have Cannon high. Cannon's going to pull that baby D away and allow the Musketeer to finish him off, or her off, or whatever it is. And now we have the log down, again, knowing the opponent Didn't have a great answer except for skeletons in hand and was low on elixir. We go in with that predictive log, preventing them from using the skeletons. We have Ice Golem back in hand. That's going to block those skeletons and block those lava pups. And again, you can see the momentum starting to really shift here, guys. We go in with another predictive fireball with the Hog Rider, and he gets to the tower for one hit, but that's going to be GG's here, guys. We can just log out skeletons just being used to distract here. 42 HP remaining. Skeletons actually, my bad, on the miner there. Either way, this one is over. Tower down. So that's 3 Lava Hound matches for you guys, and I hope you were able to pick up some of the habits and tendencies. We did one against Lava Loon. We did in how to activate King Tower. We did one against a Lava Miner opposite lane, and one against Lava Miner same lane. So let's go ahead and move to a different matchup, though. I want to go ahead and show probably one of the more difficult ones, if not the most difficult one, and it's KK. Now, KK is a just tremendous player, as you guys can see from his profile here. He finished second, was his best season. Let's go ahead and watch this one. We're going to go against Hog Earthquake. So 2.6 Hog cycle against fast Hog cycle with Earthquake and Mini P.E.K.K.A. How do we beat one of the world's best players, certainly one of the upper echelon players, also having Earthquake, also having Mini P.E.K.K.A.? Well, you're about to see. So here we go. Now we know early on, I think Yerson either knows what he's playing or predicts it. Of course, everybody knows what Yerson is playing. So we're going to go with really, really high cannons here, just to try to mitigate Earthquake value, but it's not going to work, because as you guys know, Earthquake can still hit that cannon where we used it there. So Mini P.E.K.K.A. comes down from KK, adeptly placed right at the bridge there. We get some Ice Golem death damage, so just inching our way into the lead here in this contest. We go with the skeletons there to kite the Mini P.E.K.K.A. around, and then the Musketeer is down. Musketeer is going to both finish off the Mini P.E.K.K.A. and then live on to finish off the Magic Archer. And Musketeer is still at a very healthy HP right now, so we're going to go ahead and combo her with the Ice Golem, just forcing a response out of KK, the opponent, and there it is. It's going to be Mini P.E.K.K.A. So now there's no Mini P.E.K.K.A. in hand. And again, what can we do here? Well, we're going to go ahead and kite that Mini P.E.K.K.A. around the Ice Golem, and then we decide, just screw it. We're just going to fireball this mess, because it gets to be kind of a dangerous situation. And now we attack again with the Hog Rider, catching the opponent without any good responses in hand, knowing that the Mini P.E.K.K.A. again was out of hand because they just used it against the Musketeer, which we forced KK's hand because we used the Ice Golem tanking for the Musketeer. So now, about 15 seconds remaining here in single elixir time, and Magic Archer comes down, opposite side lane, and we just mirror it with the Musketeer. So here's KK. Goes Ice Golem, and then he goes Hog Rider opposite. So we go with a super high cannon, but here come the Earthquakes. Now this is where things get challenging. We want to delay just a little bit on those skeletons against Earthquake, and they'll be able to survive long enough to have just a little sliver of health to finish the job on the defensive end. So that was perfect defense there by Yerson. But Mini P.E.K.K.A. is still in his hands, so we have to be careful here. If we go in heavy, which we can do, we have to make sure we have skeletons or a Musketeer, fireball in hand, something to respond to the Mini P.E.K.K.A. And even despite all that, we still weren't able to actually get to the tower with our Hog Rider to get any extra damage. That was just fireball damage, the damage that we got off that tower. So now we Ice Spirit, and boom. We go ahead and we catch that. And by the way, guys, I missed, my bad there. I missed that we activated King Tower as well. We activated King Tower off the Magic Archer. I'm not sure if you guys noticed that, but certainly it's a point where I should have gone ahead. You know what I will do, guys? I will rewind this replay, or not rewind, we can't, the technology's not there for that yet, but I will go ahead and show you the point really quickly after this to where he activated King Tower off Magic Archer, because that was a huge turning point that I did not point out because I was too focused on the offensive end. So here again, we know Mini P.E.K.K.A.'s in hand. We pre-fireball, but KK, knowing that we were probably going to free fireball, goes in with the Mini P.E.K.K.A. at the bridge, and that allowed us to score a ton of damage. So the pre-Earthquake comes down, so we delay on that cannon just long enough to soak up one Hog Rider hit away from our tower, giving us and holding on to the overall damage advantage in this match. So here we go again. Log comes down along with the mini P.E.K.K.A. This time, we don't go with the Fireball. We knew we were at Elixir disadvantage there, an Elixir deficit, so we did not want to overcommit. That was a really wise decision. We'll let this Magic Archer go, obviously willing to equalize our tower damage on the defensive end. So here we go again. We're always placing that Ice Golem in front of the Hog Rider, and we have the Fireball queued up, and we get the Hog Rider to the tower, but he does not connect. However, we do still score the Fireball damage. So we are in spell cycle range here, and the opponent KK decides to switch lanes. We have Log at the ready and Fireball here, and we use both our Log and our Fireball against the Hog Rider and the Magic Archer there in the left. Meanwhile, in the right, we have the mini P.E.K.K.A. coming in, and we're setting up again with a defensive Musketeer. Things are getting really crazy here, guys. We have Log in hand. We also had that Ice Spirit just in the nick of time, but the Hog does score one more hit. So look at that preemptive Ice Golem play by Yerson, just realizing mini P.E.K.K.A. at the bridge was going to be the play, and he's still realizing that. Another Ice Golem comes down just in the nick of time for that second Magic Archer, and we beat that difficult matchup with only 78 HP. I want to go ahead and play it back and get to the point where we activated that King Tower again, guys, because that was just insane. And if we didn't have the activated King Tower, we would have obviously lost that match, right? So it happened about a minute into it. Of course, you guys, I don't know if this is even helpful for you guys, because you guys can just rewind and see it yourselves, but I actually wanted to kind of pick it up too, because I missed it. I saw it when I was first reviewing these replays before the video, but I missed it in that live match. I imagine it was with the Ice Golem. Let's see. Here it goes. I think it's right here. So let's pay attention to the Magic Archer here, rather than the... Okay, wasn't that Magic Archer, my bad. I might end up cutting this. Okay, it must be this Magic Archer. So here we go. Magic Archer naked, we go with the Ice Spirit. Ice Spirit activation right there. Okay, very, very well played. And again, that was clutch because that extra King Tower support helped mitigate that hog damage every time that KK was being super aggressive with those predictive earthquakes, right? So let's go ahead and show the one against Ruben here, guys. Ruben, it was a hog. Ruben's playing a Hog Mortar. He's playing the Macarius deck, right? With the, actually maybe a couple changes, but he has the Fireball and the Minion Horde, a bunch of Swarm cards, Mortar, and Hog Rider. And this is another great match against one of the best players in the game. So here we go. It's going to be a hog attack here for Ruben. We go in again with that defensive cannon, and then we play the Ice Golem there to kind of prevent that Spirit Goblin from getting a bunch of chip damage to our left tower. So we do take a hog hit or two on our left tower, but again, we do maintain the overall damage lead. So Ruben has the mortar selected in his hand here, and he goes with it right in the middle. So we delay, then we go with the skeleton. See that skeleton placement there? That's how you activate your King Tower off of a mortar. Did you guys know that you could activate off of a mortar in the middle if you place the skeletons right there, one tile above your King Tower? That was one of my favorite plays that, I'll be honest with you, I should have known, but I didn't even know. Be honest with me, guys. Did you know that play? So here we go. We're not willing to use the Fireball here against just a naked Minion Horde, right? Which is really smart decision making from Yerson. Just realizing he can defend using an Ice Golem and a Hog Rider, and then force Ruben into kind of a difficult or uncomfortable situation, having to play that mortar offensively when we know we can mitigate its value and just distract with an Ice Golem. So now the activated King Tower is really going to help us out there. Notice how he's not trying to get crazy with his cannon placements here, guys. Just going with the cannon close to the tower. We do take one hit, but it's not a big deal. Just equalizing tower damage, and again, damage advantage going to Ruben, but ever so slightly here, only 31 HP advantage. And then he goes with Spirit Goblin cycled in the strong tower range. We still respond to them with skeletons, knowing how much just Spirit Goblins can do to our tower. So noteworthy that even Spirit Goblins at the bridge on our strong side tower, we're still going to even be responding to. So we're cycling a log in the left, getting back to our Ice Golem on defense here. And notice, before we make any other supportive plays, we wait. And then he goes with a Hog Rider and the Minion Horde in the right. Notice that. Notice the patience here by Yerson, guys. Now, a lot of players would have immediately dropped, something to distract the mortar and immediately dropped like the Musketeer or something to defend. Instead, we waited, realizing that Ruben was sitting at full Elixir. There's no reason to overcommit, right? So now we go with the Fireball, just cycling. but missing the mortar. I think we played that at the same time, the mortar, and now we have no fireball in hand. So how do we defend a minion horde and a hog rider with no fireball? Well, pretty easy, right? At least he made it look easy. We basically use all our cycle cards, our activated king tower, our cannon, and our musketeer to help us out there. And again, no damage scored for Ruben. Go with an ice spirit here, perfect placement against those spear goblins. Okay, maybe not so perfect either way. We take a little bit of chip there. And again, here comes bats and a mortar. We just fireball everything here, hoping for one hog rider hit. And I believe we're not, yeah, we don't get it there. So here we go, minion horde in the back. So Ruben trying something a little bit different here, and we start cycling. We cycle 3 cards immediately, making sure we have the fireball in hand, which we do, and then we attack with the hog rider. So we don't have to use a fireball right away. Instead, we just go with the musketeer. Now we have cannon in hand. We play cannon high. Look at this defense, guys. I mean, if this is not impressing you, I don't know what will. It's just like against some of the best players in the game, it just makes it look so textbook easy. And here we go again with a predictive fireball all there at the bridge. That was one of my favorite plays of this video. I should have led with this replay. Screw all the lava hound, because I just love that he was thinking one step ahead of Ruben there. He knew that Ruben was going to drop something at the bridge because Ruben was going to try to avoid the predictive fireball. So just trying to think like the chess master, right? Trying to think one move ahead. He predicted fireballs at the bridge or close to the bridge rather than on the tower. It was a gutsy play, and it really paid off there. So the last second Ice Spirit is down. Really well played. A predictive fireball actually hits for Ruben. We go with a predictive fireball on the offensive end as well. And then we just skeletons and log on his hog rider. We don't connect with our hog rider either, but we still have, again, a very healthy damage advantage, about 600 or so. And here we go again. Ice Spirit is down. Ice Spirit does land there. And now we can just log out here. We get 2 hits and a fireball will end things off. And again, another victory there in triple elixir time for YersonCz. And oddly enough, I just activated my Suri. Suri is giving us a play-by-play here. And I did drop my phone. You guys see that? That sucks. Okay, Suri. That's cool. We don't need you to give us a play-by-play of the match. I'm already doing it. I got it covered. Thank you, though. All right, I want to show you guys one more. Because we talked about a lot of matchups here, but ooh. This Sparky one's really good too. The Sparky one's really good. And this guy's 58 in the world with it, so let's watch this one. I want to give you guys 2 more matches, actually I lied. Because both of them are, again, just providing you guys that textbook of what you need to do to beat these matchups that people, they're not inherently impossible or even incredibly difficult, all of them at least. But you just need to know the strategy to employ to win. So here we go against a rather annoying, intimidating at least, Sparky deck with the Sparky Dark Prince, Goblin Giant, and Mini P.E.K.K.A. all in the same deck here. So let's see how Yerson does defensively against these Sparkies. I'll tell you what, the work that he does distracting Sparky is insane. So Noob Master uses the bats way in the back, Dark Prince in front of this Sparky. We make sure we always have our skeletons and as many cycle cards in hand to defend as we can. And then we pull the Goblin Giant, Sacrificial Musketeer here. We go with another Musketeer, and then immediately we're going to drop that Ice Spirit down. And again, able to defend, no Sparky damage, and we have the damage advantage. Man. Noob Master 69. That's our opponent. So Muskie on Muskie here in the right. We go in opposite lane with the Hog Rider. Another thing to pay attention to is when he decides to go in with the Hog Rider in these matchups, right? Go Skeletons to distract that Musketeer. Now unwilling to take any damage. He defends really, really just tightly on his towers. Again, we saw it with the Miner in like the second matchup, the second replay of this video. So Sparky way in the back. Our first play is an Ice Golem. Then we go with the Muskie. Trying to put as much separation as possible. Notice how we played the Muskie all the way in the right back corner. And the Ice Golem behind our tower. Then we're trying to keep that Ice Golem alive for a bit to protect our Musketeers. So we sacrifice the Ice Spirit first. And then we eat up an additional hit. Now that was unfortunate. One of the only misplays that Yerson made inside this entire video is we essentially sacrificed our skeletons to the Dark Prince there. But still, it works out just fine, right? Sparky doesn't connect for any damage. Now we just have to respond to the mini P.E.K.K.A and the bats here. And we do an opposite lane because we're trying to set up a defense against the musketeer as well, and we can stop that musketeer just by the mini P.E.K.K.A just by kiting it a little bit. And then we go all the way back to the Hog Rider again to pull that mini P.E.K.K.A up one final time. It's kind of like triangle defense to a little Phil Jackson, Michael Jordan for you guys, right? So there's an Ice Golem. Protect the Dark Prince. Now look at, we're going to have our work cut out for us here in the right. So Sparky does get a hit off there, but we have skeletons in hand. So even though it looked pretty, you know, dangerous, still able to kind of defend, you know, at the end of the day, not taking much damage at all. So mini P.E.K.K.A will get to our musketeer, but we will score one valuable hog hit, and we'll force a Sparky in front of the King Tower for the opponent. So a Dark Prince in the back, we go with the defensive cannon again. And now it's like clockwork. And this is why I want to show this replay, because he does the same thing so many times that it gives you guys a good example of what you should be doing here. So Ice Spirit there to protect the Ice Golem. We're using our second log of this defensive sequence, and now we're back to skeletons right on top of the Sparky again. I mean, easier said than done, I realize, but you can see how we're able to defend every time, consistently using the same strategy. So we finish off those bats with the Ice Spirit, and here it comes again. We have cannon in hand, we have a log in hand, we have skeletons in hand. Skeletons distract Sparky, and then we go in with the Hog Rider and the Ice Spirit. We'll freeze that Sparky, get a hog really healthy to the tower, and then just at the last second, we push that Sparky back. Sparky finally does get one connection, but it's okay. We're just a log and a fireball away from victory because we got that Hog Rider to the tower in the midst of a Sparky attack. So there you have it. I want to show you against an Elixir Golem deck as well, because that one is another one that's just super challenging. When they stack up like a ton of, here it is. So an Elixir, look at this deck. It's one of those Elixir Golem, Battle Healer, Night Witch decks. And it's just, the work he does again here is just insane. How you can watch this video and not come away with just like such a tremendous respect for Yerson as a player and what he's able to do with this deck and give you a little motivation that, again, maybe you can do this. Like, it's possible, right? So here he goes with the Ice Golem in the back. We're going to pay attention to the strategy he uses here against the Elixir Golem attack. We're setting that Ice Spirit up for a hog attack in the opposite lane, I believe. Let's see. Okay, I'm wrong. The Battle Healer comes down from the opponent, so we know we're going to have to allocate a ton of Elixir to defend against this. So smart non-hog play there, and I stand corrected. I'm glad I showed this replay, actually, because this is tricky. Look what he's doing here. He kites the Night Witch away, able to allow his Princess Towers to do most of the heavy lifting there, and then kites the Electro Dragon back down the lane, allowing the tower to finish off the E-Drag, not taking any damage, and again, a nice damage advantage here, and that was how you defend a huge push, right? That was just insane. Even with the separation of troops from the opponent, we waited until they were all in fireball range, and then boom, we launched our attack. We'll do the occasional Ice Spirit at the bridge there to see if the opponent lets it just go unchecked. Score 100 damage of chip every time. Not bad. So again, gonna protect our Musketeer. Battle Healer adeptly played by Haln, the opponent, trying to get those heals up immediately. And now we're just gonna kind of cycle card, buy time. We go in with a Hog Rider on the weak side tower again. We know we can just basically fireball here, but we don't need to just yet, right? Just gonna keep kiting. Notice how we're setting up those cannons. We're pulling all the troops away, and then we're just kiting with Ice Golem. And we're gonna be one card away from Ice Golem, and we're gonna have him back in hand to keep the Magic Archer and the E-Drag distracted, allow the Musketeer to do some cleanup, and then engage on that Magic Archer. Beautiful job again. And now no good response in hand there. The opponent deciding to kind of sack that right tower. We can just spell cycle it out now and go for one monster push. So Hound in their head must be right now, listen, we're in double elixir time. I have Battle Healer. I have the biggest pushes possible in this game right now. I have a fireball for the cannon. How can Yerson stop this? Well, we're going to see, guys. we're gonna see how he can stop it. 15 seconds left. He pulls everybody to the right-hand lane, and guess what? He can pull everybody back if he wants to. He's gonna try to kite that Night Witch a little bit. He's doing a good job. The cannon is down. 3 seconds remaining, separating the troops, and you can't help but laugh at this match. Just really well played. How much kiting was there from one push all the way from one side of the arena, all the way to the other side of the arena, and just letting the towers, the cannons, and the musketeers do work, while all the cycle cars, including the Ice Golem, were just kiting everybody around the arena on defense, like Ring Around the Rosie, like a Ferris wheel. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. A little bit different, being that it is all replays, a little contrast to the 1 hour of live spectating that we have been doing, like kind of across top 10,000 ladder, climbing to top 100 or 1,000 depending on the player. I do have another 1 hour episode coming with Igor, the Mortar player, playing his favorite 2 versions of Mortar. And then I have a 1 hour episode coming with Yerson, probably next month, because I don't want to overdo it with the same deck, 2.6, but I think it would just be tremendous to watch him live for a full hour, just every single matchup, seeing some off meta decks and stuff like that too. But I hope this video helped you out a lot, guys. I appreciate the support. Appreciate you guys using the code CWA in all Supercell games. It really means a lot to me. You guys can see there's no special offers right now, but it's right at the bottom, currently supporting, and you can just stop and start and change and do whatever you want there. So guys, I really appreciate you. Huge shout out to Yerson again. Check out his YouTube channel, check out his player stats and profile, and his Twitter information. Everything will be linked in the show notes below. A huge shout out to Bren Chong, my YouTube partner as well. Check out his information in the description below as well, along with the deck link. Guys, thank you so much for watching, and as always, take care, guys.